Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Val Arkush, Chair of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Welcome to our afternoon press briefing today, Wednesday, May the 13th. I learned just a few minutes ago that this is the 50th, the 50th press briefing we've done since the COVID-19 disease impacted us here in Montgomery County. So today we have 106 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Montgomery County. That brings us to a total of 5,380. 37 of these cases are from long-term care facilities. Today, I particularly want to note that 18 of these cases are from the Norristown State Hospital. So those individuals may not necessarily be our county residents, they might be, but because they are at the Norristown State Hospital, they're included in our count today. And 51 of these cases are from our community. These positive individuals are from 26 municipalities, none of which are reporting new cases. So this keeps us at 61 of our 62 municipalities that are home to individuals with COVID-19. These individuals range in age from 12 years old to 99 years old. And as always, you can check our county maps at montcopa.org/COVID-19 for updated municipal information. Today we have 57 females, 48 males, and one person for whom we do not have information. 5 of these individuals are known to be hospitalized. 42 are known to be in isolation at home or in a facility. And 59, we do not have information on their whereabouts. I'm also saddened to confirm that 14 more Montgomery County residents have lost their lives to COVID-19, which brings us to a total of 443 confirmed deaths from COVID-19. And these are confirmed positive with lab tests from COVID-19. 4 of these individuals passed away in a hospital, 8 in a long-term care facility or other residence, and 2 we don't have information on. They ranged in age from 47 years old to 97 years old. In total, since the pandemic began, 246 females and 197 males have lost their lives to COVID-19. Self-reported racial breakdown of these individuals: 12 are Asian, 3 Asian Indian, 3 Asian Korean, 42 African American or Black, 111 white, and 272 are not known. Today, I do not have information for you on probable deaths. Our hospital bed situation continues to improve. Just as a reminder, on March the 23rd, we had approximately 15 people in the hospital with COVID-19, 4 of whom required ventilators. We are happily continuing to see a slow but steady reduction in hospitalizations. Today, the numbers are in the high 200s, which is fantastic news, as we were sitting pretty solidly in the 400s just about 2 weeks ago. So this is great news that we are in the high 200s. However, I do want to note that 33% of these individuals require ventilators. So what we are seeing is that those that are severely ill are being hospitalized for long periods of time, but happily there are people being discharged from the hospital. So that is wonderful news for all of us, and particularly for them and their families and loved ones. In terms of our long-term care facilities today, we continue to have 93 facilities that are reporting cases of COVID-19 in their residents or their staffs. In total, since we began collecting this data, we have 1,575 cases among residents, 590 among staff, for a total of 2,165 cases related to a long-term care facility. Again, a reminder that not all of these individuals are Montgomery County residents, so these do not necessarily add into our total for the county. We continue to do outreach to these facilities. Our FAST teams, which stands for Field Assessment and Support Teams, continue to make visits. Just a reminder, these FAST teams are two individuals, usually a public health nurse and an individual from another individual from our health department or from our senior services department. They are going out and offering support and guidance. They are reviewing infection control policies, proper use of personal protective equipment, checking to see if the facility has enough of this equipment, and we continue to recommend testing for all residents and staff at these long-term care facilities. We believe that this is the quickest way to get a handle on an outbreak within a closed facility like a long-term care facility. I want to again thank Secretary Levine and the Pennsylvania Department of Health for their leadership on this issue. Yesterday, they announced a recommendation to do this testing in these facilities and some additional resources that will come with those recommendations. It's very important, and understandably so, that if a facility is going to test all their staff, that there be a plan in place to help replace that staff in case any of the staff are positive. And with Secretary Levine's announcement yesterday, there should be more resources to help ensure that facilities are properly staffed. There's no news today from our Montgomery County Correctional Facility. The situation is stable. All inmates that had tested positive for the coronavirus remain stable. Our community testing sites are both up and running today. The Norristown walk-up site was open today from 11 to 1 and will be open tomorrow and Friday, weather permitting, also from 11 to 1. Many, many thanks to the Delaware Valley Community Health Center and the team there that have been just wonderful partners in this work. To make an appointment for the Norristown walk-up testing site, you do need to be a resident of the Norristown municipality. You can call for an appointment tomorrow, beginning tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. The number to make an appointment is 610-592-0680. The Montgomery County Community College drive-through site is also open and running smoothly today and plans to be open for both Thursday and Friday. I do want to announce that this weekend they're going to take the safety stand down on Saturday, but they will be open for testing on Sunday. So just to repeat, the drive-through site will be closed on Saturday, but open on Sunday. Many thanks to the community college, to Whitpain Township and their police department, to the National Guard, who's just done a phenomenal job out there every single day, and to our several county departments that are out there assisting. As of the time period of April 16th to May the 8th, we have now tested 4,643 individuals. We have received results on 4,494 of those individuals, which is 97% of the total. 637 of these individuals have tested positive. For 20 days then, we are running an average of 14.5% positive. So it's great to see that number slowly ticking down. And if we look at our data from just the last 7 or 8 days, that percentage is even lower. And so that's really, really good news. All this hard work that you have been doing is starting to pay off. The appointments for tomorrow, Thursday, will open at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Appointments can be made by going online at montcopa.org/COVID-19 and click on the green County Testing Information button. Or you can call 610-631-3000, again, starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that's for appointments for tomorrow, Thursday. And just want to announce, and I've announced this the last couple days, but just want to make sure everybody's aware that the Rite Aid in Lansdale, located at 1856 North Broad Street, is now available for testing. They are offering no-cost testing for anyone over 18 years of age. Appointments may be scheduled online at www.riteaid.com/pharmacy/services/COVID-19-testing. So today I want to give a little information about who is getting infected with the coronavirus here in Montgomery County. I think that there is a misunderstanding among some members of our community about who is getting COVID-19 in our county. Today, we have a chart that demonstrates the age distribution of cases in our community. Note that the most frequent age bracket is 50 to 59 years old. The second most is 60 to 69 years old. And the third most is 30 to 39 years old. Also note that when added together, we have more individuals in the 20 and 30-year-old brackets, which adds up to 1,271, than we do when you add together the individuals in the 70 and 80-year-old brackets. They total 1,243. It is correct, however, that older individuals are much more likely to die from COVID-19, and that is the second graph, where you can see the largest number of deaths occurring in the 80 to 89-year-old age bracket. This underscores our message about how important it is for all of us to be responsible in our actions. Any of us could be positive and not know it. Infecting an older individual could have very serious consequences. So please join in our shared obligation to every member of our community. Keep your trips to essential errands or essential work. And when you are out, wear a mask to protect those around you and follow the social distancing guidelines in any establishment that you enter. They are just trying to do the right thing for every member of our community. Please be part of the collective solution for Montgomery County. And with that, I will turn over to Commissioner Lawrence.
Good afternoon. On May 11th, the County Board of Elections adopted a plan to reduce Montgomery County's physical polling locations by 60% for the primary election only on June 2nd. Instead of 352 polling locations, there will be 140 locations. Most polling locations will host 3 or more precincts in one location. The plan moves all polling locations into public schools for the primary election only. Because normal school operations are suspended for the remainder of the year, school buildings are a space that provides the least chance of exposure to any individual not directly involved in Election Day activities. School buildings are also uniquely equipped to handle the number of voters we may see on Election Day and provide adequate parking and space for social distancing within the building. After the election, all buildings will be sanitized and left in the same condition as before Election Day. This plan will also allow the county to have an adequate number of poll workers at each location. Face shields will be available for those poll workers who are required to interact more directly with the public, and all poll workers will be provided masks. Equipment will be sanitized before the opening of the polls and regularly throughout the day. Floors and areas where lines could occur will be marked to remind individuals of the adequate space required for social distancing. We are asking voters to wear masks, and hand sanitizer will be provided at all polling locations. As required by law, county representatives have posted notices on the door of and in areas close to each polling location to alert the public of the proposed changes. A letter is also being mailed to every voter impacted by the changes. These changes have also been posted on the Voter Services website at www.montcopa.org/voterservices. If individuals are uncomfortable voting in person on June 2nd, they can still apply to vote by mail at www.votespa.com. Pennsylvania offers no excuse vote by mail. The deadline to apply to vote by mail is May 26th, and the ballots must be at voter services by 8 p.m. on June 2nd. Ballots have been started to be mailed for all those who have applied. Applicants who provided an email address will get an email when their ballot is mailed, and voters can also use this website, www.pavoterservices.pa.gov, to check the status of your application, if it's been registered or if it's been mailed. And you can also call Voter Services at 610-278-3275 to check the status of your ballot. So voters can view the polling place consolidation plan and find their new polling locations by going to the Voter Services tab at www.montopa.org. And with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Gale.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Montgomery County Commissioner Joe Gale. Thank you for joining us today. This week is National Police Officer Appreciation Week, and I'd like to take a moment to thank all our brave men and women in law enforcement. In 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and a calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. Throughout our history, law enforcement officers have never wavered in the face of crisis or tragedy. They bravely face challenges and ensure the safety of their communities. They exemplify professionalism, integrity, and strength in the face of difficult and often dangerous work. Normally at this time, there would be several public gatherings in Washington, D.C. and around the nation to celebrate. But during the COVID-19 crisis, these events have been canceled, including our own police memorial event in Montgomery County. Around this time, representatives from some of our 50 police departments, detectives, sheriff deputies, and local officials would normally be lined up for this special ceremony on Main Street in front of the courthouse in Norristown to pay our respects to the 28 Montgomery County law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty. It is a somber time for us to reflect on and honor our fallen heroes. It reminds us that safety sometimes comes at a devastating price, but it is also a celebration of their valor and way of life that will stay forever in our memories. National Police Week continues to be the dedicated time to honor, remember, and celebrate American law enforcement. Please join us in celebrating National Police Week by extending your gratitude for the service and commitment to duty of these individuals. We pray for their continued safety as we honor those who have given their lives protecting and serving our nation. And with that, I'll turn it back to Commissioner Arklish.
Thank you, and I'd be happy to take questions.
There are two questions from Jim Melwart at KYW. Pennsburg Mayor Vicky Lightcap says that they're working on a resolution that will allow businesses in Pennsburg to reopen following CDC guidelines by the end of the month. What is your response?
Well, I would just remind the Pennsburg community that Governor Wolf has issued a stay-at-home order that we are still under. And I would hope that regardless of what actions the elected officials in Pennsburg take, that the community of Pennsburg would acknowledge their shared obligation to our entire Montgomery County community and behave in a way that protects the public's health. I don't know the details of what's been proposed, so it's hard for me to comment on the specifics, but I just want to remind everybody that it's only been for about a week or so that we have started to see our numbers come down in measurable ways. And it would be a shame if some individuals decided to kind of go it on their own and make it more difficult for the entire rest of this county. So I would urge them not to do that. I completely understand how angry and frustrated and anxious people are, but this is not yet the time. They've got to stay the course.
The second question, which you may have already just answered, Mayor Lightcap says their coronavirus numbers are different than Montgomery County, and she feels they should have the freedom to decide when and how they can safely reopen. What is your response?
Well, I remind the gentle people of Pennsburg that they live in Montgomery County, that when they call 911, it is not Montgomery County telecommunicators that answer that call, that it is first responders from their community, but neighboring communities as well, in case they need any assistance, that respond to those calls. They are going to hospitals that might be in Montgomery County. It's certainly possible from that area. They could go to others, but they impact us all. All of the staff at our health department, all of our staff at our emergency operations center, all of the people that are working to keep them safe every single day are Montgomery County employees, and we will continue to serve them, and we would hope that they would honor their shared responsibility as a member of this community to do the right thing and to continue to keep trips down to essential trips and work to essential work.
Another question from Deanna Durante from NBC 10. What, if anything, will the county do if and when a business violates the stay-at-home order?
Well, we've been clear from the beginning that we understand enforcement to be at the level of the governor, since it is the governor and the Pennsylvania Department of Health stay-at-home order that we are operating under. What we have done in response to specific complaints of businesses where social distancing was being ignored, and in so doing, creating a potential for additional public health problems, we have had our solicitor have a conversation with that business owner. To date, those conversations have been helpful and productive, and have been able to answer questions, and for the most part, as far as I know, resulted in a much safer situation at that particular establishment.
There's no additional questions.
Okay. Should we give a minute just to see? Anything else?
Sure.
Let's just offer thanks to Megan today for translating for us. Thank you. Anything else, Teresa?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow at 3. Have a good day, a good evening.